in the CFA gallery, and we just had our CFA Showcase here, and it was really cool.
So all of the levels come together and we just showcase like one of the pieces we've been working on for the past 9 weeks.
My inspiration, well, I actually did a piece somewhat similar a couple years back with the same magazine pages and the way I manipulated it. But it's different this time around because it's coming out of the wall versus the first piece I did. It was all very organized and held together and very close. So I feel like it's a representation of me kind of branching out and doing things differently because I am a senior. My high school life is very different than it was freshman year because we're going places, so yeah.
My piece was, it was to show like the view of African American males and like how they're like seen in society sometimes as like kind of thuggish, and see how ridiculous it is. It's just charcoal. Someone brought it to my attention. They were like, you know, charcoal is really powerful at representing African American men. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. So it just kind of worked out.
With a lot of my pieces, I just kind of sketch out the shape that I want, and it's a lot of different mediums going in at once. So I started with chicken wire skeleton, and then I sprayed spray foam insulation. I did a lot of research on like how people display sculptures like that, and I wanted it to seem as though it's really light and almost floating, so I think that worked out with the bunching of the fabric around the twine. And so a lot of people were asking like, what is that? And that's like something that I think is really makes it successful, is like when they have no idea what is going on in the piece. So.
It's really great. It's like you get to like see yourself in a gallery space. Like imagine like in your future you're gonna be in more. It's really great to just have people walk through and be like, oh wow, this is really interesting, and just have people see that.
Without really trying.
You're welcome!
Well, this weekend was our annual Fall Showcase, which incorporated visual arts, dance, musical theater, and theater.
It was good, felt good energy from the crowd, from each other. So yeah, I had a good time.
Well, we opened with Rhythm Nation.
5, 4, 3.
And so all of the dancers did the moves from the music video. So we had Dr. Poxon, the director of CFA, and she danced with all the dancers in the front, and she actually got all the moves pretty well. We just watched the video, and she looked pretty good.
It was great because it was a chance, you know, all the levels in dance, and I guess some in musical theater, you know, got to get together and, you know, just have a big time, fun time with each other. And Dr. Poxon also was included in that opening, and got to dance with her and see all her moves, you know. So it was good.
Theater Level 4, we went first, and our piece was titled The Least Offensive Play in the Whole Darn World.
More often than not, students and teachers are forced to settle and perform less than classic plays, all because of the offensive content or language of their original choice. Until now, we here at Sino-Core have an exciting new invention. The Script Cleaner 5000.
What it was about is that we had a Script Cleaner 5000. It basically wiped all the bad things in the script.
America is about truth and freedom and making sure
It was just really, really invigorating to feel the audience's energy, and it felt good to know that they thought the piece was funny, because backstage, a little secret, backstage, we could not keep it together. Like every scene we were laughing, joking around with each other because we had a lot of fun with this piece.
Well, I'm convinced I hope all of America is too.
Me too, Kendall. Me too.
Well, for musical theater level 4, we actually got to be involved in 2 pieces. Our first piece, we did Glory in combination with a couple of the dancers from level 4. And that was stemmed from another project we had done, and some of the directors and teachers were really excited about it, so they wanted us to do it at Fall Showcase as well.
Glory, glory.
Everybody loved it. I saw people crying. I saw, everybody had their different feeling about it. And I knew that having the dancers come in as well, it really told the story of how we really wanted to portray the piece.
And then our second piece was Trash in the Camp from Tarzan.
It was a piece about teamwork.
There was really no words. It was us just scatting the whole time and moving chairs. So that was fun. We had brooms, and we used the brooms to create more beats.
It was different, like just to scat and not really say anything and have people just be like, wow, like, they don't really need anything, like any words or anything. They just do it, and it looks and sounds great. So, yeah.
Our piece was called Bear All Sink In. Our dance was very subtle. We had to support each other. So it was a lot of like lifts and like weight shifts and stuff like that.
It really focused on like being grounded and supporting one another, and we worked a lot with like partnerships and stuff.
Before we come on stage, we make sure we breathe together, we gather with each other, to fill each other out, and make sure just be on the same timing with one another, because that's important. So we look clean, we look nice.
We all wore fall colors, so we all had like mustard yellows and burnt oranges and grays, and it was kind of mixed matched. So like we all didn't look the same, and we all looked like fall, and it was really pretty. Yeah, it went really well with what we were doing. It was just a very like kind of slow-paced, dramatic piece.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever...
So we did You Will Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen. I sung the first 2 verses because my voice is deeper, and we were trying to give this message that CFA is a place where all these people can come together and we can create this art, but we're also a family and we're actual human beings who care about each other.
'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand.
I had a solo, and it was just basically telling them, like, you're not alone. This is a place where you can come, you can talk to each other, we're all a family.
Theater level 4, our role was to kind of be the narrators.
Listen up, we've got something to say. Here at the Center for the Arts, we support positivity, creativity, love. We support each other.
We spent a whole day in class pulling quotes to where we felt it meant a lot to us.
You're precious. Don't waste it on someone who doesn't realize that. Pulling someone down will never help you reach the top. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
At first, I was kind of overwhelmed because I was like, wow, there's so much going on. They said we're including the theater and the musical theater, and I was like, there's just so much going on. But it was as it came together, it was powerful. It was very moving.
Being able to have a show and lights and a production to perform is really great because we can really like showcase what we do and have an audience, and it's really cool. It's really great.
Just to see everyone, even other levels come down the aisles, it just felt like we felt like a big family, and it was just nice. It was a good feeling.
You will be found.
So no matter who you're around or what you're doing, you're accepted here and you're not alone.